And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton, Ontario, for this League Two women's final on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Hamilton. My name is Martin Owens. I'll be giving you the play-by-play commentary to see who will get promoted into the League One Championship next season. Will it be Alliance United or will it be Vaughan Azzurri? It's definitely going to be an exciting match between the top two teams in the Northeast Division this season. Had a very close match in their one meetup earlier this season, and we'll have to see here who will be the victor here in this one. Let's go ahead now and introduce the two teams, starting with the team in white and red, which is Vaughan Azzurri. Finished second in the league table with a record of 9 wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws. They're coached by Serge DeLuca. In goal will be Eva Perron. In front of her will be Michaela Santagida, Jasmine Bobadilla, Emilia Lucic, Vanessa Diaz, Vanessa Foglia, Jessica Breda, Vanessa Bentrovato, Mia Aguiar, Paige DeSanto, and Maya Torelli rounds out the starting 11 for Vaughan. Nobody going against the Alliance United squad, who are finished top of the table in the Northeast Division with a record of 13 wins and 2 losses, 0 draws for them. They are coached by Anthony Costa. And in goal for them today will be Maria Godoya Trash. In front of her will be Hannah Harkin, Kayla Benasco, Antonia Figueroa, Vanessa Tavolacci, Naomi Aitum, Julia Custavao, Natasha Budisa, Maria Vaccaro, Julia Cochran, and Sky McKinnon will round out this starting 11. They'll be dressed in the all orange. And we got a little bit of a slight wind going on right now. It's going to be towards your near left corner. So, very likely in the opening coin toss, maybe that could have been a consideration for the teams on which side they would like. I'd like to see everyone who's traveled here to Hamilton for this match. It's always cool to see in this type of environment having a cup final in a major stadium such as Tim Hortons Field. It just adds to the prestige of this match. And of course, a huge matchup to see who will replace Rush Canada, who got relegated into League Two, into the Championship Division, and play against some big clubs like the Blue Devils top team and many others. Comes Alliance United taking onto the pitch. They'll be dressed in the orange, and they have taken the little bit of the wind advantage. They'll be going from your right to your left on your screens at home. And it'll be in the white and red, Vaughan Azzurri going from your left to your right. The referees for this final are Roshan Mendonca. The assistant referees are Vito Pipitone and Aidan Memelo. The fourth official is Garen Kudigan. Vaughan Azzurri will be getting the action started here very momentarily. And we are away with the League Two women's final. Again, very important match here. See who will be moving up, as it'll be Vaughan taking in some early possession. Both teams utilize their Premier League squads a little bit here, getting a couple players down here for this match, knowing how important it is. As you see some early possession coming here for Alliance as they're coming down the left flank as Benasco tried to play up the line but couldn't find her teammate. And Vaughan's defense will control it. Space and time. Lucic gets it down in the middle. It's going to be chipped forward by Aguiar, trying to get onto the run of Bentrovato. And that's going to be played a little bit too far ahead for her, straight towards the waiting hands of Godoy Trash. This Vaughan Azzurri team in the semifinal took on the Blue Devils FC in a very close match that finished 1-1 after the opening goals in the first 10 minutes, and that one, Bentrovato getting the goal for Vaughan. Went to penalty kicks, which Vaughan was able to win 4-3 to book them place in the final. While the Alliance United team was able to get through on their match against Waterloo. as you see some good control in the midfield by Diaz. Diaz is going to try and play through on the right side. She gets ahead, is Benchervato. She gets a good touch in front of her, tries to play the cross that goes towards the far post, gets the touch, and then put home. And it's an early goal for Vaughan Azzurri just in the second minute. And it was a great ball played in by Diaz on the right flank. Benchervato made a good run getting past the defender, and the cross was played towards the far post and then tapped in front for the final finish for Vaughan, and they take an early 1-0 lead. And it was Maya Torelli who gets the goal. And if you're Torelli, of course, you're very familiar with playing in a stadium this side, of course, playing in the York Lions Stadium, playing plenty of matches up there for York University. So this is not unfamiliar territory for her, and she was calm and composed in front and stayed with it just to tap it in the open goal. But I think when that ball was played towards the far post, everybody was expecting that first touch into the goal, and so was a Godoy Trash. Didn't expect a secondary pass right into the middle to where Torelli could tap it home, but there's some great play there for Vaughan, and they're going to look to try and continue the push here as they're going to try and chip it forward towards Torelli once again. There's an overlap there from Benchervato as Torelli will play it in, but just too far ahead for Benchervato to reach. But Alliance can't clear it away on the first chance, but they will on the second ball as far as the defense. Unlucky there for the Alliance midfielder, Cristoval, but she's going to try to battle to win the ball back for her team. But Vaughan will do the smart play and reset in their own half with Foglia working with DeSanto. Lucic is the leading scorer of this Vaughan Azzurri team, the midfielder. Did lead the League Two table with 8 goals on the season. ATEM as well, though, number 48 for Alliance, got 7 of herself this season. So, but very good, potent strikers for both teams. So, although we have a goal here early, Alliance has been in this situation before and has caught up. They just got to settle into the game a little bit. Vaughan is putting the pressure here early. Try to put the game out of reach. Trying on the back heel pass. Unsuccessful there from Aguiar, and that's going to allow Alliance to try to pass the ball out of their own half, but they're not able to successfully create the 1-2 as it goes out for a throw-in. Good win in the midfield for Figueroa. Cristoval back for Figueroa. Trying to stay with it. Vanasco does keep it in. Vaughan thought it went out, and a little bit of a slip there worked. Fortunately, there for Cristoval, as she's able to find some space now in the midfield as Alliance is going to try to mount their first attack. Cristoval with a great back heel, trying to play it through. Budisa couldn't find her striker. Might have been offside there. That run was played in a little bit early there for Harkin, but a great idea there coming in from Alliance United. Cristoval making that pass right through the right back and the center back to find that space of Harkin, who recognizes space and try to go with the cross run behind the defense. Tavalachi does well to win it, but the pass gets intercepted in the midfield as they're going to try to chip it up for Benchervato again. But the Alliance center backs will close down the door. And this midfield is starting to spread out a little bit as Cristoval will get this ball over midfield. She has an option towards her left, which she'll play in Tavalachi, but nicely intercepted, though, by Foglia, is able to shut down that attack. Diamond space here for Vaughan as they're going to look to reset as they notice the game is getting a little bit more frantic and they want to be able to keep the game in their own pace. Does Vaughan. Foglia gets it in towards Torelli, so going to try and chip it forward. Good chest down by Vaccaro, and Vaccaro will be able to control it. She doesn't have much for options to clear this ball away, and it fortunately doesn't get into themselves into some trouble as that pass goes over the head of Torelli now for a throw-in. Play continues here in the midfield as Diaz, who's created that whole opportunity to get the goal, is trying to chip it forward towards Torelli, but that one glances away from her, and it'll get picked up again by Santagita. Santagita trying to control this one under a little bit of pressure. And she utilizes DeSanto to give herself a little bit of space, but that pass goes in behind the defender. And Atem wasn't able to make that ball go forward quickly as the Vaughan defense is able to recover. A bit of a scramble both ways, as this one will go all the way out for another throw in for Vaughan. Earlier this season, again, these two teams played in their final match day of the season back on July 24th. And it was Alliance who picked up the 2-1 victory in that one with Alexander and Leanne. Both not in the lineup today for Alliance, picking up the goals in that one. And Aguiar getting the lone goal for Vaughan. And it was Alliance who dominated the first half in that one, picking up those 2 goals and getting majority of their shots. And it was Vaughan who kind of took that control in the second half in that match. So we're seeing a little bit of similarities here. Instead, it's Vaughan who has the control so far in the first. Foglia back forward, DeSanto. Here comes a long ball up from DeSanto. Can't find anybody in sight. And Benasco will be able to leave it towards Cochran. Just past the outstretched leg of her teammate Budisa, but Atem is able to pick it up and she'll be able to find Harkin. Harkin getting herself involved now. Here comes a long ball on the switch. Good run coming in from Tavalacci, but she isn't able to win that battle in the air as they'll deflect off her leg last and out for a goal kick. We've played the 9 minutes so far here on this League Two Women's Final at Tim Hortons Field. It's currently 1-0 for Vaughan Azzurri on a second-minute goal from Maya Torelli. And the match will determine who's going to be in the championship next season. It's always interesting as well for the opening year when you have this. So they're going to be the second team. Of course, Vaughan Azzurri's first team will be in the Premier Division, but the second team will get some great experience if they were to go up, or Alliance to get some great experience to be battling in that championship division and help to develop their first teams, which are both very successful. Nice chip forward down the left side. Tavalacci, had to go with the left foot there. It looked like she wanted to reach out with the right leg to control it, but she had that one very nicely set up for her on towards the left. So she reached over, could have just tapped it into the bottom corner past goalkeeper Perron with the left. Unlucky there for Tavalacci as she got a nice ball and just seemed to curl away from her. But Alliance starting to create themselves some opportunities in this first half. Nicely won in the midfield. Cristobal gets taken away from her, though, by Lucic. But Lucic is 1-2, gets her turned right back over towards Alliance possession, and they try to find that ball towards that left side again. Cristobal has constantly found herself in a lot of space towards this left wing as they try to play the through balls in towards her. And she keeps trying to sneak in behind Foglia. And Alliance is First look has been towards her. Benasco for Cochran. Works it to Vaccaro. Finds McKinnon on the far side. Good passing from Alliance. Gets us some space in the midfield. Chips it forward now for Cristoval. Cristoval, though, couldn't find that final pass towards Harkin. And just hasn't been there in that final third just yet. But encouraging play coming in from Alliance as they're starting to get themselves into this game as a little bit of a trip there in the back by Breda. And it's going to lead to a free kick for Alliance. Listen to some of the communication right here. Alliance is saying, got to get control of the ball, slow down the play. And they know if they continue to make these quick few passes, they're going to find that run in from Harkin. Lots of space here for Figueroa. Gets it towards the right side. Atem's making a run down the right side, and they will try to play it towards her, but that pass played a little bit too far for Atem to be able to reach there from Badisa, and it's going to roll its way up for a goal kick. But it looks like that's going to be the goal here from the central midfield. We've seen that 2 or 3 times now. Make that passes, find that space in the central midfield, and then look towards those wingers. So, right, we were saying earlier, it was Tavalacci who was getting a lot of the space on this left side. They gotta try and see if they can find their top scorer in Atem over on the far right side and start to keep the defense on a little bit of their toes. Prone will play it short off of the goal kick as Vaughan looks to try to get this ball out of their own half, and they're going to rely on their captain here, Lucic, to carry this one to midfield. Good work from Lucic, gets around the first midfielder, but some extra help from Benasco comes in to shut down that run. Lucic trying to do it all herself to get that ball in towards the Alliance half. Alliance right away, you hear it whenever Torelli gets that ball, Coach Costa yelling, get the double team on. We want to make sure that Torelli doesn't have any more space like she did in that opening goal. Cochran, Benasco, Jewel just hit it off of the Vaughan attacker and get a throw in. As Vaughan doesn't want to let the Lions defense get it out of their own half, as they're putting a little bit of a high press pressure right now towards them. Torelli will pick this one up off the throw in. Has an option towards the right. We'll find it towards Bentrovato, but shifting over there in time was Cochran. Good ball played in, but from Foglia, just a touch ahead of Torelli. And now Lions trying to go quickly the other way on a counterattack. Tavalacci doesn't have much for some support right now, so she's going to try to do it herself. And Santagita will be able to find that ball and poke it away from her and out for a throw in. Listen to Coach DeLuca for Vaughan right there. Wants to make sure that the center backs are not providing any coverage, even on the throw-ins. Let the midfielders drop back, get the cover, and the coach DeLuca was emphasizing that to cover the space instead. Make sure they're in the right position, keeping the play in front of them as they control the ball here. Does DeSanto? Finds Lucic. Lucic chips it forward towards Torelli. Good outstretched foot from Torelli. Gets it towards Bentravato. Almost identical how they scored the goal last time. Bentravato plays it in front and couldn't get the final touch. There was Beretta. But good defense coming in last second from McKinnon is able to poke that ball away for a corner kick. But Bentravato with a nice run getting set up this time from Torelli reaching for that pass. First corner kick of the game as we reach the 17th minute mark. Players are set towards that far post right now. Just the single player on the edge of the goal area as they look to play that one across. Well done from Vicar to win the first ball. That second ball is going to continue bouncing around on the edge of the penalty area, and Harkin will be the player to pick up that ball as Alliance tries to go quickly the other way. But Lucic will poke that ball free, and Vaughan will try to move this ball forward once again. When they won that ball there, Alliance, they showed a little bit of some space. If they're able to go forward, can really launch themselves a good counterattack opportunity on the wings. So if they do win themselves the ball quickly, has to start looking towards it as Cochran will be battling with Torelli once again for another throw-in. Once again, the double team is there on Torelli. Gets the ball off the throw-in. Instantly, two Alliance players are on her, not letting her turn around with that ball. Figueroa plays into open space, but Lucic will be the one to get to that ball first. Leaves it Foglia. Good move from Foglia. Gets around the first attacker, but if some additional help is able to win that ball back for Alliance, as they're going to utilize their goalkeeper, Godoy Trash, to see if they can switch the play over to the far side of the field. A lot of the play has been towards this near side of the pitch for really both teams, where you do have a little bit of that wind going towards this near side on the Vaughan corner. But definitely would like to see both teams utilize the full size of this field as DeSanto will play towards his near side once again for Bentravato. For DeSanto once again, as Folia was making a run down the line, but that ball wasn't played hard enough. So she's going to get herself back into position. Diaz for Bretta. Bretta into the middle of the field for Torelli. And Torelli's head will find the foot of Aguiar, who's going to play it down towards the right side. Bentravato does get a poke onto that one. He'll go straight towards goalkeeper Doy Trash, who makes a nice catch as Cochran got herself over just in time, which forced Bentravato to take that shot a little bit quicker than she would have liked. Figueroa, she gets tripped up. It's going to be a free kick. First foul against Vaughan in this one. As it's been a fairly clean game so far here between these two teams. Gonna get chipped over. Atem finally getting herself probably one of her first opportunities with the ball. Let's see what type of magic she's able to work with this one. She's gonna hurdle herself down the line, try to play across, and that one does get blocked. And some good job there from the defense as Diaz will step over the ball and utilize her defender once again to get themselves out of their own half. As Atem though to have collided with the shin of the Vaughan player. And it looks like she's just going to need a few seconds, does Bobadilla, to get back herself onto the feet. As the play will restart here with Diaz. DeSanto looking long once again. Bentravato, even though she's got the tiny frame, is winning the balls in the air, getting herself in the right position. Don't have to be tall, don't have to be big, but if you know how to position yourself and how to shield it, you can be able to control those long balls getting played up towards you. A little bit of a dangerous pass through the middle, but fortunately it gets its way towards Figueroa. As Tavalacci has a didn't look behind her as Benasco was making a great overlap run into a ton of open space, but Tavalacci couldn't control that in time and look behind her to get to that pass. Now Benasco's out of position, and this is going to allow a little space down the line for Vaughan to get this one over midfield. As they try to chip this one forward for Torelli, trying to shield this one all the way out will be Cochran, and she will see it all the way out for a goal kick. Figueroa, she's done that 2 or 3 times already. That central midfielder sees the first attacker, just a quick step to the left or the right, avoids the quick pace of the oncoming player, and then utilizing that has a ton of space in front of her to play that ball on. Obviously, a lot of a risk taking on that one player, but she's looked very calm and composed in that defensive midfield role to be able to make those type of plays. Benasco. Cristeva. Figueroa is calling for it, and she'll get it. Cristeva trying to find it first time up for Harkin. Has that ball slip away from her, but Alliance will be able to continue with the attack. Benasco. And Cristobal trying to get that ball up towards Tavalacci. Haven't been able to find her anymore. You're finding that runs towards her in the opening 10 minutes. Now Vaughan recognizing that, shutting it down. And good job here from Alliance. Seeing, okay, nothing's happening here on the near side. Let's switch it towards the far side and see if we can find an avenue. That didn't work either. So bring it to the near side once again. I like this constant switching. Find the avenue. Try not to force it. And there we go. Here comes that through ball in. Going to get played in towards Tavalacci. She's going to have the time to play it first time on the cross. Harkin can't get to that one on the first, and the second ball will be found by Santagita, who will try to clear it away. A little bit of a kick there by Benasco onto Torelli. It's going to lead to a free kick. And utilizing this moment here, Torelli is going to get a quick drink of water in front of her bench. Well, I like here from Alliance, I like their quick one-touch passing, but sometimes maybe take an extra touch or two, utilize the space they have in front of themselves, get a better control of that ball to be able to play it in towards the dangerous areas. Reaching the 25th minute mark here in this League Two women's final at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton, Ontario. It is currently Vaughan Azuri on a second-minute goal from Maya Torelli, who leads over Alliance United in this championship final. I always like it when teams feel confident enough when they get themselves under pressure to be able to play back towards their keeper, utilize that time and space to get the goalkeeper to slow the pace down, get your players into position, and provide options to reset the play. As Alliance was doing right there, as here comes that chip forward, it will skip by Foglia, and I don't know if it did touch her or not. Getting claimed there is Tavalacci, just claiming it hit her, and she is right. And Alliance United will get themselves a corner kick. Now, it is right where the wind is going towards that corner. So if you're Alliance right now, I would probably be setting myself up towards that near post, as that ball on the cross might get held up a little bit by the wind. And Coach Costa actually recognizing that, telling the ladies shift forward a little bit. As here comes that cross, a little bit of an interesting one, and it goes into the goal! goes into the back corner of the goal. What a corner kick from Vanessa Tavolacci. And you got to utilize that wind. Utilize that wind, Cristobal, sorry. Cristobal utilized that wind and played it over the goalkeeper in towards the back corner. Julia Cristobal will get that goal off the corner kick, and it is an Olympico. Very rare sight. You don't see that happen too often. But again, utilizing that wind a little bit, had that ball settle in the air and just got it over the jumping arm of Perron in towards the back corner of the net. And that's why sometimes the players put themselves, the defenders, on the posts and realize, okay, this time it was maybe a little bit of miscommunication between the goalkeeper and the defender on who was going to retrieve that one and just found its way through. And it looks like Alliance is getting ready for a substitution here as they're getting close towards the half an hour mark. Now, I was hearing this pre-game between, I believe it was Cochran talking towards coach. The coach was asking, "Can you go a full 90 today?" And she said, "No, there's no chance." So I'm not too sure if she's harboring an injury and playing through it here. But if there is to be an early substitution, I feel like Cochran might be that player who's substituted out. But that will probably be in a few minutes. As Vaughan will control this ball as we are now all tied up at 1 in this League 2 women's final between Alliance and Vaughan. As Diaz will kick this over midfield and give chase for Bretta to try to get to. Here's Lucic with the ball, trying to skip herself by McKinnon. And McKinnon does well to hold her ground and doesn't allow Lucic to play the ball right through her. Obadiah trying to play a little 1-2. That ball's going to ricochet its way around towards the left side, and that's going to allow an opportunity for Vaughan to try to play a cross in, but nobody's home in white as they're going to look to reset it with their defensive counterparts. Cochran for Benasco as she's going to try to get this one over midfield. Ventravato once again constantly putting herself in the right position, getting her in front of the defender and poking that ball free for her team. Although it didn't lead to anything, more encouraging play there from Vanessa Bentravato. Perron's clearance goes straight towards the goal scorer. That was Cristobal. She wasn't able to control it. She took a little bit of a stumble onto the turf, and that's going to allow Vaughan to continue the possession as they have a lot of space in midfield, does Santagita. Torelli probably had the time to turn there, but she will play it on towards Aguiar. And that pass was played a little bit too strong, and Venturata saying, play that ball down the wing, make me run onto that one. Harkin, first time, Tavolacci. Tavolacci's play won that corner kick, which led to the goal. And I believe that is Alexandra Blake who's getting ready to come into the game for Alliance as this ball gets played down the line for Atem. Just going to try to keep that one in play. Does the smart thing and just hit it off of the oncoming defender and win the throw in, I believe. Substitution will happen, and it will be Cochran who will be checking out of the game. And coming into the game will be Alexandra Blake. So I have to take it here. It looks like Kayla Benasco is going to shift herself over towards the left center back position, and Blake will fill in on the left side. It looks like I think they're still trying to figure it out here as Alliance, but at the end of the day, while the defense is trying to figure out where they're supposed to be positioned, their offense has won themselves a corner kick. Now this time they do have the wind going forward here. So if I was Alliance, I'm setting myself up a little bit more towards the far post. As here comes that ball. Didn't get a good touch onto that one, though, however, got scuffed a bit, but Alliance still battling for it on the edge of the penalty area. But good job there from the midfield to be able to get themselves that ball free and out for an Alliance throw in. But they're going to take this one quickly down the line for Harkin. Getting in front of her, though, will be Diaz, and Diaz is going to hit this one down the line. And Alliance will look to play this one all the way back towards their defense. That's Tavalacci. As they look to have figured out, so Tavalacci will be playing center back now, and she's going to be put to work here early, going against Torelli, and Tavalacci just taking no chances, and will pass this ball out towards the wing for her defender. That's McKinnon to come back into the play to try to get it free, as the referee doesn't see any advantage there on the defensive side, so we'll lead us up towards a free kick for Alliance. So after it's all said and done, Bonasco has gone back towards our left back position. Tavalacci will be in the left center back, and Blake, the new substitute, will be the new left winger for Alliance. That kick will get cleared out right towards Santagita in Vaughan, as there's a sliding challenge, though, coming out from Budisa to try to win it right back, and she does succeed. And here comes a quick attack for Alliance. They're going to look to play towards this left side for the substitute, Blake. Will she be able to reach this one in time? No, she will not. Just too far ahead for her to get onto. And he's going to go for a goal kick. Coach Costa encouraging the ladies, though, saying this was a smart idea, good play. Unlucky on the execution, but the right idea. DeSanto for Torelli. This time she will turn with the ball, and that's what I want to see more of from Torelli. She's getting herself that space, and she's going to utilize it very well. She's going to try to find Bentrovato on the right side. Stavlacci will come over and poke that ball away. Put the hands up, trying to signify that she didn't touch it, but the referee saw that one all the way, and it'll be a corner kick here for Vaughan. Once again, this Vaughan team got through, which was probably the more expected final. A lot of people were expecting Blue Devils, who finished top of the table in the Southeast Division. But Vaughan picking up the huge upset victory there got them here towards this final. They are tied with the number one team in Alliance as they get set for this corner kick. Good ball played right towards that penalty mark. That's a great area you want. You want it in between that goal area and the penalty mark. So it's a little bit too far away for the goalkeeper to come out and get to. That was well played. And unfortunately, no one was able to get the head onto that one. But a good cross played in from the corner kick taker. That was number 22, Mia Aguiar. Crowley. Good turn. Sees Benchred on the right side. She's on side. Gonna keep dancing with that ball. Could have taken a look there with the left foot, but she's going to choose to pass this one off towards Lucic. And yeah, good dummy run. There's a little bit of a jersey pull there from Benasco, but she looks to have gotten away with that one. As they're going to try to put two players in, as somehow Aguiar got through both of the defenders, splitting herself between the two of them. And unfortunately, the cross there from Foglia didn't trouble the goalkeeper, Godoy. A trash on Alliance. But some great individual play coming out there from the Vaughan midfielder Aguiar. As that ball there for Figueroa puts her head down a little bit. Disappointment hits the back of the referee Mendonca. So it's just going to be reset here for Figueroa. Let's see if she might get herself a second opportunity to play that ball down the line for Blake. But she's just going to reset it here with her defense. Figueroa trying to play it through. Now she's going to try on the second opportunity, looking it up for Atem. Bobadilla, though, will poke it away, but it's another corner kick. And continuously, the midfielders in Cristobal and Figueroa continuously trying to play that ball towards the wings, get those players to run onto it. And even so, just putting pressure and trying to win themselves some good throw ins or corner kicks deep into the Vaughan half. And they have proven to be successful so far. Comes a corner kick. Brown does get a hand onto that one. It's going to be a foul going against the Lions. There was a player right on the goalkeeper, probably leaning back in towards the keeper. And that's going to be called there for a free kick. But good hands, though, there from Ava Perron to steer it clear regardless. Inviting the pressure is Tavlachi, as she'll find Blake. Penasco making the overlap run as she'll try to play down the left side. L1O is played too far away for Harkin to get, and Perron will call off her defender and ask for that ball herself. It's time here for Tavlachi. Christopher couldn't control that one, but it falls fortunately for Blake to control. As Benasco tried to play a switch, couldn't find her players. Aguiar. A little bit of frantic play we saw between the 10th and 20 minutes. Started to settle down. Both teams have settled into this game. And it's proven to be a little bit more difficult for the teams to do those quick attacks. As the Alliance player will be able to get back onto her feet, who is holding her foot. And they'll try to continue the play, but couldn't get any further as Torelli's going to settle the ball and wait for some help from her Vaughan teammates. Some claims of handball there from Vaughan as Benasco took a little bit of a slip onto the turf. Worked out beneficially for her as she was spread out long to block that pass. As here comes Alliance now quickly to go the other way. Atem asking for the switch, and McKinnon will be able to get to that one. Has to first time that ball up, and Atem wasn't ready for that one, as it's going to be too far for her to be able to reach as it goes out for a throw in. But it's a good area, though, if you're Alliance. If you want to contain Vaughan in their own half. Very hard to get themselves free if your coverage is good. So if you're Harkin right now, I'd be putting in some extra pressure. Don't allow the throw to get played short. Lucic does well to avoid that sliding challenge, and she finds Benchavato. Good skill from her, gets around the first attacker, and she will leave it up here for Santagita. Atem, though, coming all the way back. Good hustle on the coverage. Gets a good round of applause from Coach Costa for her hustle to get back into position as she won it back originally for her team. Folge just couldn't have that one settle on her foot. Just continue to bounce herself away from her, and both coaches instantly goes to relax, slow down. Let's get the play going. As we get closer and closer towards the 45. Always an integral moment here in this game. One goal right before the halftime break would change the entire complexion of the conversation and the team's demeanor going into the halftime break. So both teams know they got to try and push for one key moment as we round down this first half in this Women's League Two final at the Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton, Ontario, on a very nice Saturday afternoon here in Hamilton. It's the goal scorer, Cristobal, try to get it through towards the left side. Blocked by Foglia, and here comes Vaughan the other way with Bentrovato. Bentrovato plays across. Torelli can't control it, and Vaccaro will hit this one high in the air. Blake will be able to get to it onto the second ball, and she'll be able to settle it and find a teammate to be able to get themselves away from that Vaughan pressure. Penasco for Harkin. Harkin hasn't been able to do much in this first half. DeSanto and Diaz have been a bit of a nuisance staying with her and not letting her turn with the ball when she does retrieve it. Here we are. Down towards the right side. Bentrovato will give chase. She'll get to that ball first, but coming over will be Tavalacci. She'll be able to block it for another throw in. Second minute goal from Martirelli got Vaughan Zardi in the early lead, but an Olimpico off the corner kick from Julia Cristobal had tied it up in the 27th minute. As it looks like we're hearing indications it's just going to be a single minute of added time in the first half. So there's some good communication there from Godoy Trash calling off her defenders. There's about three of them there ready to attack that ball, and she called off all of them to allow that ball to roll in towards her hands. She's going to drop kick this one towards midfield as Figueroa will head this one off towards Harkin. Harkin, though, can't control it once again. Diaz there again to take it off of the Alliance attacker as Vaughan wants to see if they can go quickly the other way, but Aguiar just had a little bit of a slip on top of the ball. Yes, she started the whole play to get themselves that goal. Try to work it through the midfield once again. Can't find her player this time. As Cristobal will hit this one back towards the midfield, which Diaz will get to this ball first. And Alliance will just kick it all the way down the field towards the waiting foot of Ava Prone in goal for Vaughan. Diaz not afraid to carry that ball forward, inviting the pressure. She's going to keep carrying that ball up until she gets to that pressure as we get the confirmation of just the single minute of added time. From fourth official Garen Kudigan. Is that throw in? Doesn't look like it went in play. No, it did not. So we'll be able to be a retake here on the throw. This guy is up for Harkin. Nice spin move from Atem. But good job there from Aguiar, is able to get that ball free. And see the hands on the hips a little bit from both teams. Starting to feel a little bit of the effects here. Avoid is an important game for both teams. Wanting that big breather that's going to be coming in just a minute. But this is where mistakes do happen. But the referee won't allow that last attack to take place, as that will be the halftime whistle in this League Two women's final at Tim Hortons Field. We're going to be going in towards the break, where it is Alliance United 1, Vaughan Azuri 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. Second half of action coming up next. And welcome back to Tim Hortons Field here for the League Two Women's Final, as it's all square between Alliance United and Vaughan Azurdi in this match in Hamilton, Ontario, as we are underway with the second half of play. Teams have switched sides, so it'll be Alliance United in the all orange going from your left to your right on your screens at home, and in the white and red is Vaughan Azuri going from your right to your left. Martin Ohms here on the play-by-play. No halftime substitutions for either team. As in the first half, it was Maya Torelli who got the action started in the second minute with her goal on the tap-in, and it was a goal straight off the corner kick for Julia Cristoval, which tied it up in the 27th minute for Alliance United. So it'll be 45 more minutes to determine who will be that team that moves up towards the championship, as we have quite a few players who are familiar with the Premier Division who are playing here in this match and mixing in here with their second team playmates, as this one's going to get cleared out as far as Harkin, who's looking to try to see if she can make her mark in the second half for Alliance. Sees that overlap from Banasco. She'll have to run back to recover it. She'll pass it off to Blake, who is the only substituted player so far here in this match. Took off Julia Cochran around the half an hour mark in the opening half. As there's a shot coming in from distance from Jisa, and this one doesn't go all the way, as Bobadilla will look to clear this one up the field. But an outstretched leg there, good stretch from Figueroa, kept that ball in front of her. Good win from Vaccaro, the center back, but some hustle from Torelli came back to poke that ball away from her before Vaccaro was able to pass that ball up the field. As this ball will finally get its way all the way towards Godoy. Trash the goalkeeper for Alliance, and she'll pick up the ball and allow her defender, which is Vaccaro, who made the run up the field, get back into position. Both goalkeepers haven't been too busy in that first half. A lot of the play through the midfield portion and towards the corners of the field. But otherwise, it's been a fairly even game between these two teams. So I'll have to see maybe here in the second half to test both goalkeepers a little bit more, get some shots towards the goal. Harkin, she is able to turn. The communication wasn't there, and a little miscommunication there between the Alliance player, that was Badisa, and their defender. Both of them were pointing at each other saying, no, you got it, no, you got it, and ended up neither of them getting that ball. Fortunately, didn't lead to anything bad going the other way for them, as Vaughan will get this ball up towards the midfield with Lucic. She's got Torelli making a run through the middle, trying to stay on side, as Lucic will test the goalkeeper from range. Godoy Trash just being comfortable right now, letting that ball play out in front of her, knowing she's got the time before scooping up the loose ball. But I like that there from Vaughan. Test the goalkeeper, see if you can work some magic from range if you get that opportunity to do so. Vaughan Azuri got through the semifinal, defeating Blue Devils 4-3 on penalties after a 1-all draw. And Alliance was able to get through, as we see a nice touch up for Torelli, and it just goes under and out for a goal kick. Torelli, who had that ball bouncing, went to tee that one up, and she just sliced right under the ball, and it rolls its way right by the goal, and that's a huge opportunity missed there for the Vaughan striker. And just an unlucky play, as this game will remain tied up at 1-1, as Godoy Trash will try to clear this one up the field, but this one will get hit out of play and out for a throw-in. Good job from Figueroa to win this ball. It's a 3-on-3 attack the other way for Alliance. A fourth player's joining up. And that ball gets played on the near side, and maybe a little miscommunication right there. Christopher was carrying this ball up. She had two players running in behind her, and Harkin and Clark, as all three Vaughan players recognizing that, shifted themselves towards the near side, and they were able to shut down the attack, but they weren't keeping an eye on those two players running in behind them. Christopher was able to just switch the play there, might have been able to continue that attack. Good pressure from Torelli is going to allow her teammate and Bentravetto, to win it, but her pass goes straight towards an Alliance player in Clark as she'll hit it up towards Harkin. Harkin couldn't switch it as we have a little bit of ping pong going back and forth between both teams to try to win control as Lucic try to chip it forward, and finally it'll be Figueroa who will settle this ball down working with Blake. Blake up for Harkin. Harkin can't control that as Lucic now has it down the right flank. Figueroa is on her, trying not to let Lucic get past her. Lucic will slide to try to get across and couldn't get out much on the height though, as it's going to be cleared away by Tavolacci as far as the midfield. Torelli trying to turn with it. Vaccaro will get a poke onto that one as they kick it again up to midfield. Alliance defense under a lot of pressure right now from Vaughan. Can Vaughan find a way though through to get to that final third? Good crowd here on hand who came all the way. Long drive for them to get here towards Hamilton to cheer on both teams in this final. As Bavadia has it now for Vaughan. Returns it towards Diaz. Bavadia asking for that ball. She was making a run down the left flank, but that played up through the middle again. As DeSanto switch it now towards the right side for Foglia. Torelli try to make a first time pass, but it slipped under her foot, and this could work out for her. She's going to continue her attack in towards the penalty area. Torelli will ricochet it off of the defender, and it will be corner kick for Vaughan, Missouri. This team finished second in the Northeast Division with a record of 9 wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws. 36 goals for and just 16 against. Going against this team from Alliance who has 13 wins and just 2 losses, sitting top of the table. As here comes that corner kick. First touch there coming in from Tavolacci. As Vaughan tries to get the second ball played through. And Vaughan will win themselves a throw in as they're going to leave it is Diaz for Bobadilla to run up the field to take this throw in, and she'll get back to position. Didn't get a good clearance on the first one. It continues to bounce, and finally Vaccaro will be able to find it and kick this one up the field as far as Atem. Harkin finds Atem. She'll leave it up towards the midfield. He'll first time this ball up the middle of the field. Good ball in as Christopher tried to head it on towards Blake. Couldn't get by the defender, but they continue to move forward. Blake, good pass up towards Christopher. Christopher tried to shoot that one from range. Just didn't get a good foot onto that one as that rolls its way by the goal. But I think the thought process was the same as what we were saying earlier, where both goalkeepers haven't really been tested so far. So why not try to test the keepers from range, maybe get themselves a good rebound. Maybe they get some magic on a shot from distance. Christopher for Harkin. Good head there from Diaz, who'll go as far as the midfield. Is going to get it up towards Atem. Can she get to this one? She gets a touch on that one when Perron and Atem collide. And the Alliance bench is screaming right now, looking for a penalty, feeling like the goalkeeper took out the oncoming Alliance player. The referee, of course, will blow the play dead so the uh, physiotherapy staff can take a look at the injured Vaughan, Missouri goalkeeper, Ava Perron. It's hard to tell when those plays are just come in. Fortunately, in most situations, you have some instant replay. But Atem was able to get to that ball first, was trying to chip it past the Vaughan goalkeeper, and Perron was coming out of their goal to shut down the angle. Did her job to put some pressure on the Alliance striker. As right now, Emma Weckend, the reserve goalkeeper for Vaughan, starts to warm up down the line. But it looks like Perron might have just got a kick there, and we'll try to work this one off as both teams will utilize this chance for a water break. But great opportunity in both ends to rally with a chance herself. And now Naomi Atem, the leading scorer for Alliance, with a chance herself right there. Looks like Perone is just getting a little bit of a stretch here, but I don't see any indication that her day is done. Looks like she's just getting the wind back in. I see a thumbs up from the physiotherapy staff, so encouraging. So it looks like Perone will be able to continue here on this match once she get herself back on towards her feet. And we'll get confirmation of that. So Perron will shake it off and we'll be ready to continue. As we'll have to see here as the referee was having a discussion there with the assistant referee. What's going to be the restart of play? It looks like the ball will get dropped towards the Vaughan keeper as the Alliance players retake the field. As Ava Perron did a great job right there coming out of her goal to close down the angles, put the body on the line. We'll get the ball right back towards her right now, and we will resume play in the second half as we're getting closer towards the 57th mark in this League Two Women's Final between Alliance United and Vaughan. 1-1 is the score line between both teams as Lucic will play this one up for Torelli. She's able to turn with this one. Sees a run coming down the right side, but Benchervato took a step early there. Would have been offside, but this ball will roll all the way out for a goal kick. I saw Benchervato trying to ease up that run as she was sprinting down the right flank to try to see if she can get on the end of a pass from Torelli. Just didn't time it well there, did both players, but encouraging signs once again from the attacking side from the Azzurri. Godoy Trash wants to take this one long, telling her defenders to move up the field. Does have a little bit of that wind going against her again. We have a maybe about a 10-kilometer wind going towards the Alliance near side corner on your screens at home. So that goal kick, for example, went straight against that wind direction. As this one's get crossed in. The goalkeeper did call for that one, but it was headed away by Vaccaro. Always to be better safe than sorry. Might have been maybe a late call, or Vaccaro just couldn't adjust herself in time. So we'll go out for the corner kick as the Vaughan player will chase it down the stadium. And just had that same conversation here. The Vaughan player right about to take the corner kick asking, can we have an extra ball by the corners here so we're not running all the way in towards the stadium to retrieve it? As someone gets crossed in, Godoy Trust finds it and she falls on top of the ball. Had two white jerseys right around her in DeSanto and Torelli. But Godoy Trust found that ball off the corner kick. Got a little bit of a stumble, but found it on the ground as the staff here will put the ball towards the corner so they won't have that situation once again as the ball gets cleared away by the Alliance keeper for throwing. Satsukida. Morelli right through the legs of the defender of McKinnon. McKinnon, though, does recover to kick that ball away. Nice play from Torelli. As here comes the throw in. Torelli will find it. First time on the shot. Big save as Godoy Trust deflects it onto the crossbar. Beautiful shot on the first time side volley. Torelli didn't make no mistake on that one, but just enough of a piece from the Alliance goalkeeper to deflect that one crossbar, and will remain knotted up at 1-1. Great work from Torelli as well to allow that throw in to roll by, time it perfectly for the side-footed volley, and impressive goalkeeping from the Alliance keeper as well. As the goal kick will have to be retaken as the ball was still moving. As we are over the hour mark now, still plenty of action, and I think we could have another goal here in this game. I think we could see one. We're seeing the chances come forward for both teams. Vaughan, though, looking the likelier of the two so far, but can't count out these Alliance counterattacks. And could this be one? Barisa, down the right side for Etam. Bobadilla, though, shifting over in time to get that one. Might have been more beneficial to let that one roll out. That was a little. Oh, but the ball was already out of play before McKinnon touched it. So a little bit fortunate for McKinnon as she was trying to play that ball to keep it in as she knew she had the time. But she does get the throw in regardless. Figueroa for Harkin. Good foot from Diaz. Boots that ball away. Lucic. Key block there from Vaccaro. Had two white jerseys right behind her, waiting to get on the other end of that pass. So there's a little bit of a collision on the far side as Benasco will get called for the foul. And once again, that is Ben Travato putting herself in the right position, putting herself, okay, right in front of the ball, waiting for that pass, and getting herself always in between the ball and the defender. Just another example of that right there from her. As Ben Travato thought she was leaving that one for Aguiar, and Aguiar will be able to succeed and hit that ball forward, but shifting over was Tavalacci, and she'll be able to come across and clear it away. Short benches as well for both teams. Some experience for Vaughan as this ball continues to bounce its way around, but the goalkeeper will be able to find it. Brooklyn Mitchell on the bench for Vaughan. Very experienced player right there. Maya Robiard as well. And you're looking towards Alliance, just two more subs on the bench for themselves. So the players will have to be putting in a good full 90 here on the field. As Figueroa, who's played a great game herself, will be the one controlling the ball now for Alliance. Sees Blake down the left side and will play a good ball towards her. Blake inside for Cristoval. Cristoval from distance, and Perron sees that one the entire way through. Makes a good catch. But it seems like it's the stretch for both teams. If you see that avenue towards the goal, take it. Blake inside for Cristoval once again, screaming for the balls. Badusa, she'll get that pass. She ties that one up and she fires it over the goal. Good effort now from Natasha Budisa. And the two midfielders in Budisa and Cristoval both trying some shots from outside the penalty area. Ball will get played short towards the right side for Foglia. Aguiar goes towards the left side. Big foot there from McKinnon as Bretta tries to push her way through the couple players, and finally Alliance will be able to clear this one aside for a throw around midfield. Bretta resets here with Diaz over towards DeSanto. Good pressure though coming in from Blake. And Blake will try to see if she can win this ball back as that pass will be played in towards no man's land. And Foglia thought she saw Ben Travato there, but Ben Travato was making an instep as The assistant referee will call corner kick. Alliance confused. I'm a little confused, but if the assistant referee was the one calling that, maybe saw a deflection, got a much better view than we do up here. As Alliance is just letting that one roll all the way out for a what they thought was a goal kick. Comes the corner. Good ball. Headed away by Cristobal. And it'll be cleared as far as Diaz. Foglia going to put this one right back in, but just a touch too heavy, though, to find any danger, as this time Alliance will get themselves their goal kick. Unfortunate touch there for the defender, McKinnon. Try to play Duntland for a time, but unfortunately doesn't hit off our foot well, as Vaughan will get himself a throw, and as coming all the way over to the left side of the field is Lucic, trying to put some pressure on the Alliance defense, and she will succeed and win her team a throw-in. Kara calling for a foul there. She felt she got pushed off the ball there. Play still continues, though, with Santa Guida. As there's a little collision behind the play between Cristoval and DeSanto. Both are okay, and both made sure the other one was okay, colliding into each other. As we see some passes going in amongst the back line, and Godoy Trash will hit this one all the way towards the corner, but won't go out of play, so it's going to continue to bounce its way around on the touchline. Good touch on the flick on. Gets around the defender, does Lucic. Here comes the cross from Lucic. Right here for Beretta. She can't get it, and it's going to be handball getting called against the Vaughan attacker. As Bodisa kicked that one first and hit it off of the arm of the Vaughan attacker. Now could get called for a free kick. As we're reaching the 68th minute mark, 1-1 is the score line. And the League Two Women's Final between Alliance United and Vaughan, Missouri at Tim Hortons Field. As Vaughan continues to put the pressure on towards the Alliance half, but haven't found a way through the defense yet to put pressure onto the goalkeeper, Godoy Trash. But could this be one? The shot is right towards the goalkeeper. Good effort from Mia Aguiar, who was able to one-time that pass. Good control from Cristobal. Equally good, just as good of a touch there from Blake off that drop kick. Doesn't work out for them for anything, but this pass will go all the way back towards Godoy Trash and goal. Very dangerous play. It gets picked up by Lucic, and Godoy Trash will deflect that one over the bar and for a corner kick. Always got to be careful in that center back position. Any turnovers, there's no one behind you. And Emilia Lucic, great forecheck pressure, won the ball free, took the first time shot and forced another save from the Alliance goalkeeper. Much busier are both goalkeepers this half. Comes corner kick towards that near post, headed away originally by the First Alliance defender. Continue to poke at that ball, or both teams. And it'll be Santa Guida who is able to find that pass as she tries to chip it forward towards the left side for Bentravato. Trying to slide to keep it in, and might have hurt herself on the slide was Bodisa, and she's holding on to her knee. And that's not a good sight to see here for Alliance. The team was yelling to slide to keep that ball in, and it was an instant grab. I'm not sure if it was the knee or the hamstring. If it's the hamstring, I'm a little bit less worried because that's more of a sign of a cramp. And based on what I'm seeing, it's more of a cramp probably on the slide than a knee injury on the slide. Both teams are going to utilize this opportunity for a water break. As it was Maya Torelli who got the action started early with a second-minute goal for Vaughan. And Julia Cristobal responded with a goal off the corner kick in the 27th minute. Looks like we're going to be having a substitution here shortly for Vaughan. I see Maya Robillard getting ready to come into the game. Some more experience coming off of the bench. I would imagine she'll be coming in towards the central midfield. So I'll have to be seeing who will be the player she'll be replacing. As the referee's going to have a word with Maya Torelli as well as Maria Vaccaro. Probably some pushing and shoving for position for both teams as they try to gain a foothold on one or the other off the throw-in. Good first touch from Foglia. Cuts it inside. Here it goes forward in for Torelli. Could this be the chance? Torelli down the left side, plays it across. Good block there from Cristobal, though, able to block the centering pass. Atem hustles back into position, but Aguiar pokes it away from her, but can't keep that one in play. My Torelli found herself in behind in some danger once again. Just couldn't find her teammates. And it looks like Vaughan was getting ready to make a substitution, but they're going to change it after an injury call. Just another player just asked for a substitution. So we'll figure out who that player who asked for the sub during the break was. As a good job there from Cristobal is able to poke that ball away for the Vaughan throw. Will they use this opportunity for the substitution? Yes, they will. And it will be Vanessa Foglia coming out of the game. And Foglia will come off the field on the far sideline. And coming into the game will be Maya Robillard.
Voluntary substitution in the 74th minute. Exiting the game, number 15, Vanessa Foglia. Entering the game, number 6, Maya Robillard.
So that'll be first substitution in for Vaughan. We'll have to see what kind of tactical switches they make. As I've seen Robillard usually in the central midfield. Santa Guida will leave it towards her. It looks like Bentrovato has shifted back into a right fullback position for now, as she's going to leave that one for Robillard. Nice overlap run from Bentrovato. She'll be able to get to that ball, trying to push her way through the defender, but Benasco will be able to clear it as far as Santa Guida. Comes the cross from Santa Guida, headed away by Vaccaro. Second touch by Budisa, hits it in towards the midfield. Vaughan has had a good second half, but could this change right now with Atem? Atem trying to go quickly on the counterattack, but good hustle coming all the way back will be Aguiar to win it back for her team. And it looks like more substitutions getting ready on hand. As we see a chip forward down the right flank, trying to run onto that one too far, though, for Robillard. And we'll have to see here, looking towards the Vaughan bench, who will be the players coming on. So see, the goalkeeper has her gloves on, but maybe it was just getting some extra warm-up in, was Emma Weckend. And it looks like it's going to be a change of goalkeepers for Vaughan. Interesting here. Maybe with the thought of, okay, this game remains knotted up at ones, thinking ahead for penalties. We want Emma Weckend in goal. So it looks like it's going to be a goalie change for Vaughan. And Perron did pick up an injury with that collision with Naomi Atem. Could that be habering her? So we'll have to wait and see as Weckend is getting some final touches and she has the gloves on. So it looks like she's getting ready to get into this game for Vaughan as play still continues with Bobadilla in the midfield. As the pace of the game starts to slow down a little bit, you start to feel the tenseness come up in such an important moment for both teams. Game's not up at one. You're getting close towards 15, just over 15 minutes, if you include what's probably going to have some stoppage time minutes. And you start maybe overthinking a little bit here. Don't want to make that mistake. Want to play it safe. Atem asking for the pass. She'll get it. Trying to get her way through Bobadilla, but she holds her ground and hits it off of the player. And here comes the substitution. So will be a goalie change for Vaughan. So Emma Weckend will come into the game. And a second substitution as Esther Hassantari will come into the game.
Exiting the game, number 1, Ava. Entering the game, Emma.
And the second substitution is Hassantari came in for, I believe that was Santa Guida who came in. So that was a confirmation of the second substitution for Vaughan. So both teams utilizing what they have left on the bench. One change left for Vaughan and two changes. Just a single change made so far by Alliance. But a big one, which will lead to a huge conversation point, I feel, will be the Vaughan goalkeeper change. Was it a change for penalties, or did Perron still feel injured after that collision? As here comes a through ball down the left side for Vaughan. Running onto it is one of the substitutes. That's Hassantari making her first appearance in the game. Here comes a low cross in, and unable to get in front of it was Ben Travato, as this one gets towards Godoy Trash, who makes the cross. And those ones are always tricky. The ones that bounce towards the near post, because someone can just make that run right across in front of you. And if you get that little bit of a poke ahead of the goalkeeper who's waiting for that ball to come in towards, you have an open goal to get yourself through. So it's always difficult as a goalie. Do you wait for that ball to come in, or do you get it before the bounces? Here comes Vaughan, a good chance coming the left way again. It is Jessica Breda. She's going to tee this one up for the right foot, and she finds the goal! Vaughan gets the all-important go-ahead goal as they play a good touch in the midfield, get themselves on an odd-man attack going the other way. It was a good touch in for Jessica Breda, who had enough time to settle it, get it towards her favorite right foot, and just place it over the diving goalkeeper into the back corner. And Vaughan Azzurri takes the lead 2-1 in this League Two Women's Final over Alliance United. A huge moment for Vaughan. They've looked the stronger of the two teams here in this second half, and they do finally get that opportunity. No chance for goalkeeper Godoy Trash. Well placed finish, but that's what happens when you have enough time to get that pass settle, look up, and place it in towards that top corner. It's gonna have to see here. How will Alliance adjust? How will both teams adjust in this moment here? Because Alliance gonna have to look to play a little bit more offensive, play more attacking. We see a substitute warming up on the sideline, so maybe an tactic minding change will have to be made to see if they can get this game knotted up at twos. Good response, though, so far with his early possession. Can it lead to a chance? Desa will hit it off of the Vaughan player, get a throw in, and running all the way up the field will be McKinnon to take this throw in. McKinnon down the line for A-Time. A-Time will first time this one right across the goal. Nobody home the other side, though, as it goes its way out for a goal kick. Good ball there from A-Time, just a touch too heavy. Almost a little bit of a sneaky one, similar to how they scored the goal off the corner kick, too. Could have placed that one towards the back corner of the net. Trying to stay herself onside. And this ball will find its way through Vaccaro towards Britta. Can she put the nail? No, as Vaccaro will recover and make the key block to shut down that breakaway coming in from Jessica Britta. Had a pretty quiet game in the first half, has Britta, but in the second half, as she's gone a little bit more central, has gotten a little bit more involved, and of course has got that go-ahead goal. Taking too long there was Vaccaro, and that's going to leave some space here for Torelli. She's going to go for goal, and it gets blocked last second. Good shift coming in from Tavolacci in the last second to block that. As here comes the substitution for Alliance at the next possible moment as well. Isabella Fenwick is getting ready to come into the game. We'll see who Fenwick will come out for, as this ball will go out for a throw-in, as that one goes right next to the corner flag. As here comes the substitution, and it will be the substituted player. So Alex Blake came on as a substitute in the first half, and she'll be checking out here in the second half now, as Fenwick will come into the game to replace Alex Blake. And here the tactical switch coming in from the coach. Hearing it's just 3 at the back now. So Fenwick will be probably coming in towards the midfield. And we'll see who goes where, but change of formation for Alliance after they make that substitution. 3 at the back. You have to make it at this moment. There's really no difference between 2-1 and 3-1. Got to make an offensive change and go for that game-tying goal. But Vaughan doing what they should be doing, holding possession in the opponent's half. Good turn from Bretta. Gets her way through. She falls down, but there's a shot coming in and just wide of the goal from Hassantari. Bretta did well. Heard the noise, felt like she got knocked down, but Hassantari jumped onto that second ball and first time that shot just narrowly wide. So Fenwick will be going in towards an attacking position as Christoval, the goal scorer for Alliance, will try to play this one up as she spins herself away from danger. Here comes the switch. Headed on for Atem as there's Harkin. Returns it towards Christoval, who's now sent towards the left side. I believe that's Tavalacci who's back up the field. It's going to be a foul getting called against the Alliance team. It might have ricocheted hit off a hand there. No argument. As we get towards a free kick where we're just under 6 minutes left to go. Plus stoppage time, there was a couple injuries in the second half. So I can imagine there's probably going to be about 4 minutes, would be my guess, of added time right now. As there's a shot coming in from distance from Lucic, hits off the back of the defender. That was Fenwick. As Tavolacci moved into a striker position. Those two, a little bit of rotation going on. But Fenwick gets a nice block to lead towards a corner kick for Vaughan. As we have a quick look here, the trophy was just brought out, as well as the medals for both teams. As you see a player coming in for the short. Aguiar will get it, and they'll play a little 1-2 to stay on side. Aguiar gets the ball back on the left foot and just over the head of Hasantari, who was coming in across on the far post. As this one was just too high for the winger to reach onto. Alliance will play this one short. Marisa gets it dispossessed. Finds Lucic. Diaz. De Santo. Ventrovato. Robillard. Robillard getting away through a couple players. Alliance trying desperately to win that ball back. We'll hit this one into open space, but Lucic will be the player who gets to that ball first. And she returns it towards her defense as Diaz, a little bit of a scary moment there, invites the pressure towards her, but she's able to get that pass off. Hasantari did well to keep that one in play. That one looked like she kept that one in along that touchline. As here comes Aguiar. Touches it towards her left foot. She wants it on that left foot, but didn't see it. Get placing towards her, and she'll switch towards the right and play across. But that one goes right across the goal area with no one home. Promotion on the line. Dangerous play in the back line. Vaccaro does recover in time, and taking no chances will be McKinnon as she'll kick this one out of play. And Vaccaro telling there was nobody to kick that ball up towards. Everyone's covered. So she's asking for some more movement. Is the Alliance defender. As that could have been called for a foul throw, but play still continues as Hasantari will play a cross in. Torelli does well to shoulder that one off the play. She'll leave it for Hasantari, and she'll try a shot, but it will get looped right towards the wing goalkeeper's hands. Will throw it away first time up the field as Vanasco will try to carry this one up as she'll look for some counterattackers. Eita. Marisa. Passing behind. She was looking for a foul at the referee, had the hands out. Referee thought none of it as play will still continue with Banasco trying to turn away. She falls down. The crowd getting into it, thinking that one was as well, but nope. Still clean. Banasco for Cristoval. Cristoval try to play through the middle. Can't get it by Lucic. Good movement from Aguiar, and she's going to try to take a shot from distance. A little bit of a wasted opportunity there from the Vaughan player. Make that move and take a few seconds. Maybe get that one in towards the corner. Really, at any moment here, don't want to give that ball back towards Alliance. Good turn from Harkin. Getting held onto, though, by DeSanto, and the referee will call it. The arm was getting held. As here comes the free kick to try to find Tavalacci. Can't get it over the head of Hasantari, and nobody in orange is in the middle of the field as they were all running up. Good job there from Cristoval to win it back, though. Her pass, though, will go away from Harkin, and DeSanto will be the one to be able to clear it away. So the trophies have been brought out, the medals have been brought out, the banner has been brought out, everything there. And hearing that it will be 4 minutes of at a time. That was the guess earlier, but it has been confirmed now. So Alliance still, though, with a little bit of time, but they need to get the ball in the Vaughan half. It's a foot race right now. And getting to it first was the Vaughan player, and she puts it home. It looked like Fenwick was able to get to that ball, but out of nowhere, Jessica Beretta just kept continuing her run, sprinted by the center back for Lions, and then she just places it nice, calm, and composed in towards the bottom corner. And soon, what will be your League Two champions will be Vaughan Azuri with the 90th minute goal there from Jessica Beretta after her 79th minute goal. She has taken over the second half for her team and has put in the clutch moments when her team has needed it most. And even though they finished second in the season table in the Northeast, they're winning the big games when it matters the most, as it's 3-1 now for Vaughan Azuri over Alliance Centers. Nice run there from Christopher, not giving up. Seeing crazy things happen. As Watkins came in as a goalkeeper substitution for Ava Perron. We'll clear that one away. Does Watkins, her first play of this game. As they're trying to chase after the ball there. Had to jump over the barriers to be able to get it as Harkin gets away with a little bit of a push there. But DeSanto will be able to kick that ball up the field. Good battle. Maybe could have been a foul for a hold there on Hasantari. Referee letting the ladies play. As here comes the ball forward just over the head of Harkin, though. And it's going to be too far ahead for Benasco to be able to get onto. As Benchavato takes no chances there. We'll clear this one out for a throw-in. Lucic reads that one off the throw-in, and here comes the captain herself. She's got Breda towards her left. And the smart thing for Lucic will be run this ball towards the corner and just try to hold it there. But she will cut herself inside, does Lucic. Lucic trying to do it all herself, and finally an outstretched leg from Vaccaro will shut down that run. But probably the smarter idea would have been just to keep that one towards the corner. But she saw the avenue. She made a great run down the line. Sometimes you want to continue that one. Stavlaci for Atem. Atem cuts it back towards the left foot. Leaves it towards the middle. Trying to pull for a shot, though. Stavlaci couldn't pull the trigger. As Lucic will have a lot of time and space in the central midfield. She'll pass it towards Robillard. And Robillard will settle the play down and kill off as much time as she can. And very smart move, hitting it off of the oncoming defender and winning her team a throw-in. Getting some help here, though, from their Premier Division players has Vaughan today, but have credit to some of the mainstays on the roster. Players who got them all the way here. Lucic, of course, being one of them. Let's see a nice move from Benchavato, who will play the cross in. And right away, the Vaughan coaching staff saying, everyone get back. As Tavlaci will get this one from the goalkeeper, as she'll leave it towards Vaccaro. As there goes the full-time whistle. Your League Two women's champions are your Vaughan Azuri champions. They will move up towards the League One championship next season and get to play against some of the top teams as well. Very exciting moment for this Vaughan Azuri team, and some great experience to get brought forward for this team to continue to develop and build themselves up towards future champions for their Premier Division team. I'd like to thank everybody who's tuned in as well for both teams for an incredible season and a fun match here at Tim Hortons Field. It's always cool to be able to play in a big stadium like this. Thank you so much for everyone who's tuned in. We have the trophy and medal presentation coming up next, but for everything, this has been Martin Holmes here on the play-by-play. I'd like to thank you all once again, and I'll see you guys later.